All right, I'd like to call to order the Ratcliffe City Council meeting for Tuesday, November 19, 2019 at 6:30. If you all will please rise, and Mr. Pike will give our invocation, and just remain standing. We're going to do our pledge, okay?
Dear Lord, thank you for the day. Thank you for all of our blessings. Thank you for our city, for our mayor and council. We ask that you give them wisdom as they consider the citizens' business. And thank you for the holiday season and for your son. Thanks for all of our blessings in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Can we have roll call, please?
Baker.
Present.
DeRoche.
Here.
Palmer. Seabrooks. Thompson.
Here.
Yates.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum. Can we have consideration approval of minutes for November 12th, 2019?
So moved.
Second.
Special call meeting, motion second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? And then can we have consideration for November 12th, 2019?
So
work session?
moved.
Second.
Motion second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is that wrong? All right, well, welcome you all to our Ratcliffe City Council meeting. At this time, we'll open it up for public comments. If anybody wants to come up to the mic and speak, you're more than welcome to right now. His hand is up. Danny, go on and bring him up here. All right, if not hearing none, we'll move on to our presentations. Well, we do have some presentations tonight to give, and so I'm going to first start off. We had a parade back in September, and Councilwoman Barbara Baker reached out to our friends next door at Fort Knox, and she was able to secure a tank, which Staff Sergeant Addington is here tonight. And we'd like to recognize them. And also, before recognizing them, I'd like, if you want to come up here, you do the Toys for Tot program. And I thought maybe you'd like to share with us that upcoming event. So you can come up to the podium if you want to.
All right, thank you, Mayor, for inviting me to this meeting. So the Toys for Tots program is something we do here every year to benefit children in the local community. So we take donations at various locations throughout the county, and we collect them up, and then on the 19th and 20th of December, we distribute them down in Elizabethtown. So you'll see our boxes at a couple of different businesses and buildings throughout the area, and any toys that you donate go directly to children within the county. People can also donate money by going online and using their credit card. And then if anybody feels that they know some children in need or a family that's struggling that might need some help, I have a flyer that's in the back of the meeting hall, which has information where you can sign up to get some toys distributed to any families in need.
Good.
Sergeant Cunningham would be the contact over on Fort Knox, and his number is on the business cards and the flyers in the back. In addition to that, on Sunday, the 24th of November, there's a Hardin County motorcycle run for the Toys for Tots. The price of entry to the motorcycle ride is one toy to donate. Sign up is at 12 p.m. and kickstands up at 2 p.m. So anyone interested in that motorcycle ride can meet at the Staples in Radcliffe.
Elizabethtown.
What was the date again?
Elizabethtown.
24 November.
24th of November.
It's right up your alley.
Mr. Thompson is the one on the council that does ride motorcycles.
And
I don't
teaches.
think any of the rest of us do. Do we,
I
Mike?
ride on the back of his. So.
I think he's the lone one.
Yeah.
And yeah, if anyone has any questions about the Toys for Tots program, they can reach Sergeant Cunningham at 502-624-8255. 6224.
All right. Well, Barb, before I read this, do you want to say anything before, because I know you had reached out to them. I didn't know, do you want me to, I'm going to read this, but do you have anything you'd like to say to?
Well, we would just like to thank you, as I believe, if you can correct me if I'm wrong, that the Marines are the only people on Fort Knox that have a tank currently. I think the Army does not. At one time, they did not.
Yes, ma'am. So right now, we're the only people that have tanks that we're actively using on Fort Knox. The Ohio National Guard is down here occasionally, but other than that, everything else has moved down to Fort Benning.
And with us, and Pam grew up here with me as well. We graduated the same year. We are so used to hearing those tanks. I mean, the tanks are a big deal to us. Some of the younger children, they probably don't understand all about what the tank means, but we would sleep very well at night hearing those tanks go off. We felt very secure in that. So we appreciate you bringing that out and letting the younger kids be able to see that and experience what it's like with that huge piece of equipment and what that means to our country. So we really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. I appreciate being invited out to the parade. I first got to the area in 2004, where I went to tank school here, and my first impression of Fort Knox was we stopped at a stop sign on base, and there was a Bradley at the other end of the intersection going through traffic like a normal car. And
Right.
and that was my first impression of Fort Knox. And you know, it was a big surprise when I checked in here in 2017 to see that all the armor had left besides the Marines. So yeah, I'm glad to see tanks being a part of the parade again, and in my opinion, that's always going to be a part of Radcliffe's heritage here is the tanks.
Yes.
All right. Well, I hope I don't mess this up too bad. Macario, Sergeant Macario?
Yes.
Am I saying that right? Sergeant Gardner and Sergeant Blazemore of the 4th Tank Battalion E Company. The City of Radcliffe would like to recognize you for your participation in the Radcliffe Days Parade. The M1 tank demonstrated in the City of Radcliffe our long-lasting friendship with Fort Knox. Thank you for facilitating this. Thank you for facilitating the involvement of the tank, also for your service to our nation and country. We do appreciate it. Thank you, sir. So we're going to get up and present this to you. Hey, Tim, you want to come around? Yeah. You want to sit right here, so put you right in the middle. Spin it around, Chris. We're gonna look that, where's Tim? We're gonna go right here, Tim, that way. One, two, three. All right, thank you. I'm gonna do this other one right there. Please give him a nice round. All right, next, Will, where are you hiding at? Come on up here, come on up at podium. So we've had several of our council members, especially Mr. Thompson here, that has asked for you to come and share some wonderful news about what you guys have been able to do in our community and what these young people have been able to accomplish. So I'm going to turn the mic over to you and tell us a little bit about what's been going on.
Well, right now, we brought Global Premier Soccer in Radcliffe.
Can you speak up a little
We
bit?
can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We
Just
brought
go-
Global
just
Premier
go on,
Soccer
microphone.
into the Radcliffe community here. And what they do is, it's a higher training education. So right now, we currently started out with, 70 kids in our first season. Now we're up to 109 kids with 7 teams. What it does is it gets them 2,300 or 2,100 colleges back in them. Gets them a chance to be ID'd by FC Bayern Munich, who's our over-level seer. So headquarters out of Boston. So we're trying to grow. Unfortunately, with growth, we need more field space. So I had to throw that in there real quick. But right now, I don't think the attention needs to be on us. I think it should be on the 12Us for what they did. So we went to Indianapolis Nightmare at the Rock. We took 4 teams with us. Out of the 4 teams, 3 teams made it to the semifinals, but only 1 team emerged a victor. And right now, that's the 12U boys team, and we couldn't be more proud of them.
Hey.
So, I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this. I was just here to watch them. So.
Oh, we're gonna have you talk. You ain't gonna sit back here.
Can we have your team manager introduce each one of them, and each one of them look at the camera? Stand
Yes,
up
I would
and
like
look
to
at
do
the
that.
camera.
So I'd like to turn it over to Kim Luna right now, if
Yep.
you all don't mind. So Kim?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Councilmen and women. We appreciate the opportunity for the boys to be honored here at the City Council meeting. They worked so hard this season. It's a new team. They worked to become a team, to win, and in Indianapolis, I must say it was undefeated. So, without further ado, I will go through the list of everyone that has made it here. Jackson Brewer, can you stand up? Ethan C. is part of our team, but he was not able to make it today. I'd still like to mention him. Carlos Echeverria. Miguel Garcia. Cooper Gibson. Javon Graham, he was not able to make it here, but I'd still like to mention him. Bryson Harper. Gabriel Lockett. Carson Laurie. Ethan Moss. CJ Saunders. And Gavin Spencer. And if I may, say a couple other things. The boys and I planned a couple of things here for tonight. There are some other people that our team would like to recognize and thank. First, head coach Cerna, Robert Cerna, if you don't mind standing up. Assistant coach Joey Moss. Our president of GPS, Will Lozano, who absolutely gave the opportunity and worked so hard to have GPS here. Will Lozano. Who has Lozano's card? Thank you. And that has all the famous signatures of the boys. Steve Stankovich, who's our GPS general manager, he keeps things in order and keeps it rolling. His wife, Kelly Stankovich, is an absolute wonderful team manager. I would not have been the team manager I am today had it not been for her. We'd also like to thank Mayor JJ for allowing our team to be a part of Radcliffe here. Tim Jeffries, the Parks and Recreation Director, for allowing us to be on the park and taking such good care of it. City Councilman Kim Thompson, who contributed funds to growing our organization. We couldn't have done that without him. He's also been out there cheering the boys on. And last but not least, who also cannot be here, State Representative Dean Schmore from the 10th District, who also contributed funds and cheered our boys on. For all the parents that came out, poured in lots of sweat and tears and nervousness and anxiety on the field to encourage the boys to do their absolute best. We appreciate them as well. Thank you.
Let's give the parents an extra hand, because they do come out there and they got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I know, kids, I want to tell you all, you're all at a good age, so you can understand this. My son started travel ball, he's 7, baseball, and I think just about all of us have had kids in sports. And your parents, whoo, it's a lot of work. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. It's a lot of every weekend, and so I commend the parents for taking the effort and and putting the investment into your kids. I know you could do a lot of other things, but this is important, so congratulations. I'm going to let our city attorney, because he gets paid a lot of money to sit here, Mike. All these say the
That's
same.
another lesson for you kids.
Yeah. These all say the same thing, and so we do have some recognitions we'd like to give ourselves. So, Mike, I'll let you read those. You don't have to read them all. I think they all say the same, so you can
Okay.
read just the one.
Mayor's Recognition Award to Kim Luna, Robert Cerna, and Joey Moss. The City of Radcliffe would like to recognize you for your commitment to Kentucky Revolution GPS Boys 12U soccer team. The City of Radcliffe appreciates you volunteering your time to work with such a great group of young athletes. Your dedication to both the game of soccer and these young men is to be commended. Awarded this 19th day of November, 2019, signed J.J. Duval, Mayor, City of Radcliffe.
I'm going to let you read that one. Y'all can clap. Go ahead and clap it.
And now the Mayor's Recognition Award awarded to Kentucky GPS Revolution 12U Boys Team. The City of Radcliffe would like to recognize you for winning the championship at the Nightmare at the Rock tournament in Indianapolis, Indiana. Each of you exemplifies what hard work and determination can achieve. We commend you for representing your hometown of Radcliffe well, and we look forward to what you will accomplish in the future. Go Revolution! Awarded this 19th day of November 2019, signed J.J. Duval, Mayor, City of Radcliffe.
Y'all come up. Thank you, Mr. Pike. Such a better voice. All right, so this one I'm going to give you all, then we'll give this to your coach. Oh, yay! All right, where's the hardware? Oh, when you have one. Mike, you want to get in on this phone? Good, thanks. Okay. I think they want to hold that trophy upside down. You want to take it at an angle? Like, we'll turn this way? Yeah. On that side? We're going to turn sideways. We're like going to shift the room.
I guess we gotta turn this way.
All right, face me.
Everybody face the
Face
TV.
me. Face me.
Y'all come around this way.
I'd be behind the podium.
There we go. Very good. Very good.
Yep, we're good.
I'm actually in my book. All right, we're looking at the parents. Everybody look at your parents. Soccer.
I'm gonna do that one behind myself.
Will, you gonna get in front? That's their opportunity. All right. Very good. Everybody got it? Yep. Very proud. Thank you. Yeah, you can put it right there. We'll put it right there for the meeting.
You're welcome.
You all get ready to leave. You have this thing. No, you don't have to say anything yet.
Thank you so much for being so.
Yeah, that's your own.
Carlos.
Hey.
Carlos.
Say it, Kim. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks for the disclaimer, though.
Yeah.
Don't trust.
Barbara, I told Barbara.
When you start.
But just in case she said it. He gave it to us as Delma Thomas, but it's Delma Thomas. I called him today and verified.
When you start.
I said, Josh, here's me. And he said, no,
You already started your
name.
What's up? How you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Be
I
good.
needed it here, but
Okay, call me. I'll be here.
all right, we'll see you. Thank you all. You gonna stay? Are you a trophy?
He's like, hey, might as well.
All right.
You might as well stay.
All right, that does the mayor informational portion. We got new business. My pen will work. All right, you guys, we did speak at the last work session. I gave you all some information. I do want to mention that Councilman Palmer and Councilman Seabrooks, who couldn't be here, and Clem, I'm glad to see you didn't go to San Antonio. You're still here. Yeah. So.
I hear the weather wasn't that great anyway.
They couldn't be here tonight, but they did express their approval for the recommendations. And so with that, I have the 3 recommendations, four, which would be Tara Wash for the Code Enforcement Board, Jack Holland for the Code Enforcement Board, Delmar Thomas to fill the alternate on the Code Enforcement Board, Miss Bonnie Linscott to replace Miss Mary Dunn, Board of Adjustments through her term, which is June 30th, 2022, and then Michael Worthington to fill the unexpired term of Jennifer Johnson on the Planning Commission, June 30th, 2022.
Would you like these as one motion or individual motions or by departments?
Mr. Pike, I'll defer to you. I mean, it's
You can do it any way you wish.
Well, now we know if I do it, it's going to be individual, so which way?
Mayor,
do
I'll
you
make
all
a
want?
motion. There we go. That we appoint Miss Tara Wash, Miss Jack,
You got to have the date.
Tara Wash to fill the unexpired term of Michelle Tucker. The term will expire on 6/30/2021. Also like to recommend Jack Holland to fill the position on code enforcement to expire on 6/30/2022. Also Delma Thomas to fill in as an alternate on the code enforcement board. This is for a 1-year term that would end on June 30th, 2020. And also like to recommend Bonnie Linscott to fill the unexpired term of Mary Dunn on the Board of Adjustments. This term would expire 6/30/2022. And finally, Mr. Mike Worthington to fill the unexpired term of Jennifer Johnson on the Planning Commission. This term would expire on 6/30/2022.
Second.
motions. Who wants that second? Kim? Fine. Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, can we have roll call vote, please?
Baker.
Yes.
Drosh.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Motion approved. Next is the approval of the city employee handbook, section 4.1, holidays. As you know, the regular holiday stayed the same, but there was discussion in reference the adding that extra day. I don't know if you all ever come to any resolution with that. Ultimately, I submitted, you should have information there on your packet. I don't know if you all have any questions in reference to that.
No, we're good. Do you need, you ready for the motion?
Yes, ma'am.
I'll make a motion that we amend the Policy and Procedures Handbook, Section 4.1, Holidays, is P, day during the month of employee's birthday leave, effective 1/1/2020. Do I also need to read number 6?
You can, or just say number 6 as presented by the mayor.
Okay, and then number 6 as presented by the mayor.
Second.
Motion second. Now, what that was, number 6 is, of course, what we talked with the finance director about and how that had to be structured to make that change that you all have asked for, so, okay. Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Drosh.
Yes.
Thompson.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. With that, the C is the consideration approval then of the 2020 holiday schedule.
Make a motion to adopt the 2020 holiday schedule as
Second.
presented.
Motion second, any discussion? Hearing none, can we have roll call vote, please?
Thompson.
Yes.
Yates.
Yes.
Baker.
Yes.
Drosh.
Yes.
Motion carries. All right, we're at the end of our meeting. It's pretty quick, Will. What do you think? Some of us have a concert to get to. Maybe. I don't know. What do you think, Pam? You got anybody to be tonight?
I don't know.
All right, so we got mayor council comments. I think I started with Barbara last time. You want to go again? Anything you want to start with? You want me to start with Chris? I catch you off guard?
No, I just,
She wants you to do your dates first.
You want me to do
I didn't
my-
know if you wanted to do your presentation first, or do you want to add these to it?
I mean, you can do it
Don't we
however you
just
want to do
do
it.
these?
Yeah, just whatever you want to do.
Okay. You know, typically I bring up the information that we have going on at the Colvin Community Center. And what we have to bring right now is the Festival of Trees for 2019, which set up are now going on until the 22nd from 9 to 5. So any groups or clubs, organizations, if you'd like to set up a tree there, then we would love to have you. Just contact the community center. It's a great advertisement for your business, and the trees always look beautiful, and everybody really enjoys seeing those. And then we also have the second annually house decorating contest with, there's 3 categories: Norman Rockwell, the Griswolds, and inflatables. And that is, for judging, is December the 9th through the 13th. And the winner will be announced on December the 16th. And again, you can contact Colvin Community Center at 270-351-4079. Thank you.
On behalf of Radcliffe Small Business Alliance, our last luncheon for the year will be Tuesday, December the 10th at noon at Colvin Community Center. So on behalf of RSBA, I would just like to remind everybody to shop local as much as possible. I know we do a lot of shopping online these days.
November 30th,
November 30th?
small business, yeah.
Saturday.
Saturday.
Okay, so November the 30th, which is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, will be the Small Business, what is it?
Saturday.
Saturday, Small Business Saturday. So please remember to take care of our local folks as much as we possibly can.
I'd like to, because I spoke to the owner, there's a boxing club on Knox Street that's opening up next month, Sparrow Boxing Club. And his motivation is to give the kids a little more discipline. He's also looking into programs where maybe small businesses will sponsor a kid, and in return, that kid will come to their business and learn some skills. And I think that's pretty good. He's not just there for boxing. And then I'd like to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Chris?
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. That's all I got.
Real quick, I want to touch on a couple quick things. Chief, you want to come in just real quick? I want to recognize what happened the other night, and if you just want to mention a couple words about Officer Johnson and Ryan
Yes,
Finn.
Friday night, they had the banquet for the Hardin County Fire Chiefs Association's awards, and Officer Kevin Johnson won Officer of the Year, and Ryan Finn won Dispatcher of the Year. And we're real proud of them, as we are all of our people at the police department. They all do a great job.
Yay. We'll give them a round of applause.
Yep, thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And
Yes.
Barbara, you touched on the December 6th Colvin Community Center,
But I didn't do that.
but you didn't do that.
I saved that for you.
Well, that's fine. No, it's fine. Don't be a Grinch. Celebrate the season. The city of Radcliffe. Join us for the Hooray for Santa Claus Lane sing-along and their Wait the Arrival of St. Nick. He'll be there at December 6th, 2019. He'll be back at Colvin Community Center. Tim, I think it starts at 6 to 8. So if you can make that, we'd love to have you back there. Hopefully the weather will be good, and you'll get free photo with Santa. So. Next, Barbara, did you touch on this?
Nope, I saved those for you.
Breakfast with Santa, the craft fair, and with Mrs. Claus back at Colvin. It'll be December 7th from 8 to 4. Pancake breakfast hosted by the Optimist Club of Radcliffe from 8 to 10. Adults are 5, children 10 and under are 3. And the craft fair goes from 10 to 4. And Mrs. Claus, do crafts with Mrs. Claus. She'll be there from 11 to 4. So again, that's Breakfast with Santa. That's December 7th. And then we have the Christmas at the Cabins down at Saunders Springs. There'll be hot chocolate, hot, I can't talk tonight. Hot apple cider
Apple cider.
will be served. This is going to be on December 13th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Again, this is Christmas at the Cabins there at Saunders Springs. And all this information you can catch on our Ratcliffe Facebook page or by calling Colvin Community Center at 270-351-4079. All right, and then let me see here. I just want to touch on something real quick. Won't be long. I want to talk about some closings we had with Bojangles and Speedway. Speedway, hopefully here in the next few weeks, we'll see why Speedway sold. It's been transferred to someone else. Bojangles did close. That was a corporate decision. And honestly, reading some of these, I'm not going to talk like Mr. Pike, some of these absurd comments on Facebook, the News Enterprise, about this council, the city, I know, I'm like going on my rant, the mayor not being able to support this business is absolutely absurd. And it's just shocking that we have people in our community that make comments like that. This was a corporate decision. They closed all 4 corporate stores in Kentucky. And unfortunately, we do not like to see a business leave our community. We cannot fly down to North Carolina and tell them that they're not going to close the only store in Ratcliffe and close the other ones. That was a corporate decision. And you actually have people who have businesses here that are thriving, that are doing very well. We hated that Bojangles closes. I don't think there's anyone sitting on this council or mayor, this body, that would say we didn't want to see that happen. But ultimately, when people make decisions that are corporately done, we hate to see that. But there are some ignorant people that make some ignorant comments, and it's frustrating to think that the city of Ratcliffe had something to do with that closing. We have supported businesses. Lee's Chicken has been in this community for nearly 30 years. KFC has been in this community probably just as long. I hated that Bojangles left. There will be other things that probably come up. The building's going to go up for sale. As of this morning, I reached out to several other businesses that I knew were looking in our area. I'm hoping that someone else will take it. But when we make I'm sorry I'm going on that rant.
Go.
But it's just puzzling to me that people sit behind a computer and make comments that Ratcliffe citizens and Ratcliffe government doesn't care about our community. My door is open. You're more than welcome to come in. You're more than welcome to visit with me and share your ideas. But do not run our community down.
Mayor, if I can add to that, we have, so far this month, have 20 new business licensing.
Mm-hmm.
Just this month, we're on the 19th day.
Yeah.
But nobody's talking about that. They just want to talk about the negative.
Yeah.
We need to embrace the positive that we have going on, and we have quite a bit of that going on. And, I support your comments there, but we need to change the attitudes and realize that there are good things coming.
Well, I believe if they Google Bojangles tonight, they will see where Bojangles went private and some corporate things happened. It sold for $593 million, I believe is what it was bought for, and they're restructuring the company. I don't think anybody intended to build a $2 million investment and then close 4 corporate stores here in Kentucky. I just don't think that was their model or plan. Unfortunately, that's the way sometimes things happen. So I hated to do that, but it's just frustrating when you're trying to do good things and you're trying to grow your community, and you hate to see a building that's it's a great looking building. It had its own problems. It had its own issues. Definitely out of control of this body. But to sit behind a computer, make comments that are that way, it's frustrating. My door is open. If you've got suggestions on how to grow this community, how to improve this, or how to make changes to keep business here, please come see me. I'm not one of those that's going to say you can't come see me. Come see me. But I just had to get that off my chest. I hope y'all don't mind.
Glad you did.
Yeah. All right, motion to adjourn.
Can I say one thing?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Because I was on Christmas and I forgot to mention, I apologize, but yesterday at the Radcliffe Fort Knox Convention and Tourism Commission at their meeting. They were awarded at the state convention a first place for the radio award that they got with their Pandora ad. I believe they're going to have some press in the paper about that, but out of all of the ads submitted to the state, that was one of the winners in the group. So that's very good for them, very high honor for them. And last year they won awards too, so they are on top of it with their advertising, which is what they're here to do.
Awesome, good.
So good for them.
Good.
More good news.
And a good thing, I think Freddy's is hoping to be open in the end of December, 1st of
Can't wait.
January, so we wish them the best of luck and a successful run here in our community. I know we have some young people here with us, real quick. You have two? Have this young man and, no? Are you just here visiting with us? Gotcha. Just you?
Just her.
She's taking the college class, and it's actually the first city meeting we attended.
It's usually, I'm usually pretty nice. That was just a comment I had to get off my chest, so yeah.
I just don't want to make her not watching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know how people just got the
I know. Trust me, if I could have every business here that I've talked to and wanted here, we'd be a metropolitan, but sometimes it just don't work that way, so. Yeah. All right, with that.
Motion to, you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah,
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.